Hello, team. Welcome to another edition of the weekly sales meeting. Just want to go ahead and kick this off and get right into it. For starters, we're going to talk about a big announcement that happened this morning. UWM came out with an announcement regarding an appraisal credit that they're going to issue on loans that qualify starting on the 26th of this month. So let's talk about that. Number one, and I want to make sure that we understand the parameters of qualification because it's a little specific. So number one, purchase only, primary residence only. Okay, so to qualify, it's up to a $600 credit per transaction. Purchase only, primary residence only. Number two is you have to get an early CD at the time of initial approval. Now, all of our internal operations team members are already aligned with this. A big part of our incentive structure is, for our team members on operations is, having a loan that comes out of underwriting of initial approval with an early CD. So, this is all about making sure we're following the process and doing what we need to do to make sure the title company information is properly entered, the real estate agents on both sides of the transaction are properly entered. If the property is going to be in a trust, that's properly entered, that we're getting a homeowner's insurance quote, we're using home value estimator to identify the value. Like, we got to make sure we're doing all those things to get that to happen. But as long as we follow our process and do what we need to do and don't submit the loan faster than we have those items, we're going to get a $600 credit on all purchase transactions on a primary residence. So early CDs required at the time of initial approval, up to a $600 credit. This starts on the 26th and will run through the end of the first quarter. So make sure you have that noted. It's a big selling opportunity, big way to create another edge with our customers. So I'm going to go ahead and get into week 4. This is obviously week 4 of our Q1 goals. It's this month and this quarter's already going by fast. We're 25% of the way through the quarter at the end of this week. So, we can't fall behind on certain goals. Now, positive, when it comes to our learner hours, we're basically at our learner hours goal as far as the pace for each team member. 2 hours per week over the course of the first quarter. That's 24 hours for the quarter. So we're averaging, we're just about that right now. We're slightly behind, but very easily going to be able to pick that up. And we have a big announcement regarding our learner hours next week on the weekly sales meeting. As far as our NPS score, we're over our goal for the quarter. We got to keep pace. Obviously, it's something we can fall behind on, but we're over a 90 NPS score. So that's all about our customer experience, the feedback our customers are saying about our experience. But when it comes to growth of locks quarter over quarter, our goal is to grow by 50% per quarter. We're slightly off pace, so we're going to have to make sure we pick up the pace over the course of this quarter. Also, when it comes to referrals, we're pretty much on pace there, but we should be ahead of pace with all the things that we've been working on internally as far as adoption of Salesforce, trainings that we're doing. So a little disappointed on where we're on the pace. Now, here's the thing. Talked to a loan officer on our team earlier this week, and this specific loan officer, when it comes to his goals and his participation in these goals, really is discouraged. Oh, I'm off. My volume's down. There's refis driven, not dried up. Inventory is really tough in our market. All these things are excuses. And I made it very clear. We have 100 things here at UMortgage that we need to fix. There's, if somebody, asks me like, hey, Anthony, what are the things you need to fix? Like, we got 100, maybe 200 things that we need to fix. We got a lot of things that we need to fix. I choose to focus on the positives. I choose to focus on where we're going and how we're going to get there. Yes, inventory is tight. Great. Adjust. Yes, refi is gone. Adjust. We're not going to settle on our goal. We're not going to give up on our goal just because these circumstances are happening. So negativity, self-fulfilling prophecy. People that have a negative mindset, they tend to always get that result that they're expecting because they're constantly thinking about it. Meaning they have a goal, but they think all the reasons why they can't achieve it, so they don't achieve it. Positivity is the mindset. Positivity is the game. If you stay focused on getting to your goal, and you are understanding that you gotta adjust. You gotta be, in the mindset that if something's not working, you gotta adjust. You gotta make changes. A lot of people around, our team here at UMortgage will say, oh, well, it's hard to keep up with shifting priorities or, changes. Like, the reason why things change is you got to adjust to get to where you're going. It's like, everybody watched, the Buccaneers game last week. Like, first half of the game, 27-3, Buccaneers are getting blown out. Next thing you know, with 3 minutes left or 2 minutes left in the game, it's 27-27. They made adjustments. Things changed. That's the way it works. If you want to win, if you want to get to your goals, you have to Run the plays that you think are going to get you there, and if they're not working, you got to make adjustments. You got to change. Our sales development team, they're working with they're working with the Bali team. They're working with all of our inside sales reps on how we can improve our calls, make sure we're doing a better job asking another question each time to extend the length of those calls, building better relationships. Our internal trainers are working with from a business development standpoint, working on a lot of different presentations for all of our outside LOs to make sure you have the tools and you have a value proposition that's clearly defined and you're able to present it so you can go out and win realtor business. Like we're adjusting every single week because that's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to get to your goals. So we might be a little bit behind in certain instances. We're going to make up the gap. We're going to get better this week, get better next week, and continue to make sure we get to the end of this quarter and we're able to achieve our goals. So I want to talk about purchase market. This is a big one. This is like the most critical, thing that we could talk about in this whole weekly sales meeting. Purchase market, speed is key. So, I posted earlier in Workplace about how, the market year over year is down 50%. That's real. Now, inventory for purchase market is really, really low. Demand is very, very high. Homes are still selling over purchase price. Lots of offers. A lot of people trying to get a home. There's not enough homes out there. So, when you're in this kind of market, best offer doesn't always win. Cash offer might always win because cash offers mean, you have no contingencies. We have to understand that speed is the cheat code to winning in this market. And we also have to understand that we have to constantly be making sure that speed is part of our brand. When we're communicating in our elevator pitch or any of our messaging with consumers, with real estate agents, with anybody, speed is part of that pitch. If a real estate agent knows, well, hey, if I do a cash offer, we're still going to take 2 to 3 weeks to close because we got to get title, we got to get home inspection, we still got these things we have to do, versus, hey, the only difference between us and them is we got to go through underwriting, but we're so fast, we'll get it done just as fast as if you're doing the cash offer. Like, speed is everything. That's the game. That's why we're loading up on operations right now. We want to be as fast as humanly possible when it comes to getting to the finish line. We got to make sure we're echoing that messaging in every single thing that we do. That's what realtors want to hear. If realtors are looking at multiple offers and your client's the best offer and they go with the low offer, it's because they don't believe you can get it done in time. They don't have confidence in your offer. So we got to make sure speed's our brand. We're constantly talking about it and understanding that we got to make sure we're moving files fast from application to pre-underwriting, to application, to submission, to disclosure, to appraisal, getting order. That's got to happen fast. Don't be the bottleneck that costs us a couple of days on the back end because you were slow to get the application in on the front end. Next thing I want to talk about, evolve or die mentality. And this is what we're going to start to see, a mindset shift here where the cream of the crop is going to rise to the top and a lot of other folks are going to be going away and they're not going to be in the mortgage business here very soon. So evolve or die, it's a zero-sum game. And here's what it comes down to, guys. You saw the post I had this morning. Industry shrank by 50%. 50% of the industry has gone away. The market has gone away in 1 year, quarter over quarter. So we're not in survival mode. We're in offense mode. We're on offense all the time. All the trainings we're doing are not trainings to, make you feel better about yourself or give you unnecessary knowledge. Builder financing training. Train your realtors to go out and get builder business. That's a winning formula. Now you got to go out and train realtors how to do it. The VA training that Jimmy did, be an expert on a product that is going to be very, very prevalent in the purchase market. 100% financing up to $2 million. Like, that's going to be a winning product. You got to know your guidelines. You got to know what you're doing. Next week, we're going to be doing a non-QM training. Like, we're going to focus on making sure we know our products, that we have a clearly defined value proposition, and we're giving our LOs all the tools they need to go out and win in every single market. But the key is, once you got the tools, once you have the knowledge, you got to go out and go on offense. So, the name of the game in 2022 is customer acquisition, okay? We need to be in front of as many people that either directly deal with consumers that are buying homes or that deal with the people that help consumers with buying homes, being real estate agents. So we got to be doing this every single day. The phone's not going to ring. You're not going to get the email on the refinance. You're not going to be able to hit up your database for refis. We're going to have to go on offense. We're going to have to be in front of more realtors. And for me, it's just understanding that in order to win at the level that we need to win at and that you need to win at, we need to have a lot more real estate agents and a lot more contacts and a lot more customers than we had a year ago or 6 months ago. Like, it's not going to get the job done if you have 5 realtors. It's going to get the job done if you have 25 realtors. Like, you got to quantify what you're doing and understand more is required in order to not only do what you did last year, but reach our goals of increasing by 50% a quarter. So, if you don't like change, and this is really just a common thing that we've talked about a lot here, and it's important that we have this mindset. If you don't like change, you're not going to be successful in 2022 and 2023. If you think about who doesn't like change, who has not liked change, Kodak, Blockbuster, they didn't like change. Where are they now? We're not going to be in that same boat, okay? We're going to make the proper adjustments. We've already made the proper adjustments. We need to go out as loan officers and go on offense all the time, do our presentations, continue to stay in front of our clients, making sure that we're emphasizing that we have speed, that we have the ops, and we have the value proposition that will best serve our customers, best serve our real estate agents, and make sure our loan officers are growing by 50% a quarter. I'm going to hand it off now. I'll be back soon.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great start to the week. We are in week number 3 here of our 12-week year. And I'm here today to talk to you about our relationships, not transactions goal of 25% increase in referrals quarter over quarter. Now, we're doing very well this quarter in referrals. We are at 587 out of 600 referrals. But don't get comfortable and lazy just because we're close to reaching our referrals goal does not mean that we stop here. Let's reach this goal, crush it, and set way bigger goals for next quarter. So let's talk about ways we can still continue to get more referrals. First of all, make sure you're working with the business development team to source and share referrals within our large referral network right here in UMortgage. We're all across the country, so we should all be each other's biggest cheerleaders and biggest referral partners. Next is we'll be rolling out the first section of our partnership playbook next week. All of the sections are based around a different core value. So our first section is the relationships, not transactions section, and this is focused on tips and tricks and strategies for building new relationships with potential referral partners. Now, you probably are thinking real estate agents. Yes, this is a huge one. This is one that everyone wants to focus on, but there's more to building relationships and building a network than just real estate agents. We also want to focus on building relationships with financial advisors, CPAs, title agents, person of influence in your network, community leaders. So anyone can be a potential referral partner, and we want to make sure that we're identifying all these different types of people and starting to build relationships with them that will eventually turn into referral partnerships. And I want to give a huge shout out to Corey Meredith and the marketing team because they've helped a lot with the development of this first section of Partnership Playbook, and there's a lot more to come. So your takeaway and your call to action is make sure you stay on the lookout for trainings with Dave Higgins, with our learning and development department, with our marketing department, based around the Partnership Playbook. So look out for those trainings, sign up for them, and make sure you attend. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey guys, we're going to talk about experience is everything. We totally crushed it this week in this goal. We got 93 out of 90. You know what that means? That means 92.9% of customers that filled out the survey after we closed with them, they would refer us business. That's incredible. We do so much volume. To be able to have that amount of people do that survey and tell us we're doing a good job for our clients is huge. So what should we do for that? We should refer every single real estate agent, every single client that we have, ask them for referrals. Refer our good agents to the best referrals that ask for, that send us the best referrals. So honestly, I think, we really need to hone in because we're doing a great job. We're making sure that we're helping our customers have a great experience. So shout to the rooftops. Good job, guys. You killed it on this goal. Let's keep it going. What we're doing behind the scenes to make sure that we're reaching this goal is we're growing the best first-class ops team ever. We have former underwriters that are helping our processors become, thinking as underwriters and also thinking as how can I be the best processor ever to produce the best customer service for my clients. And guess what, guys? It's working. I'm working with Brett and Denisa. They're an amazing pickup. I'm so excited by how prompt they are, how hard they work. They're available at all times, and I'm seeing a huge difference in our productivity and also in our team. They're leaders, they're great, Please follow them. They are amazing. I'm super happy with them. We're doing whatever we can behind the scenes to make it so that you can do what you do best, and that's originating. All we want loan officers to do is go out and get business and have confidence. You can go and sit with a real estate agent. Me and Jimmy all the time, we'll go into huge real estate offices, and with confidence I tell them my team is the best in the nation. I have former underwriters that are processors that can help get loans clear to close in 7 days or less. And I tell them this, and I believe it 100% because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it on our NPS scores. Customers love us. They love working with us. When a loan officer doesn't have to worry about what's going on in the process, they don't need to constantly follow up on their loans, and they can just focus on how can I get more business, you start seeing huge volume. You start seeing huge success. So guys, please keep continuing to trust our team. We're killing it on the back end. We're working on any issue we can when they arise, and when they do arise, we take ownership. We're not just going to blame others. We're going to take ownership, and we're going to find solutions. We're a solution-based company. So Brett, Denisa, myself, and our team and my LOAs, we try to always find the solutions first. Every single time we're requesting something that may have arise as far as a pressing issue, maybe a turn time that we need to get quicker, or maybe we need to get something done, a CD out. We will find solutions to make sure we can do that the quickest way possible. So having set communication and making sure that you're using the right forms of communication, like workplace chat, email, call. If you're doing all those things when you're following up on things that do arise, we got you. We'll take care of you. So my call to action to you guys here is use the all-in platform properly. Please use it to your fullest. Write notes in there when you're using it. Have your processors in your team look at the notes before you follow up with a particular loan officer assistant or a processor. Use all the stuff that we've done. We got the pipeline tracker. That thing's amazing. I used it the other day. I wanted to see if a CD was out, and guess what? I looked at the pipeline tracker, and it had it in green saying that the CD has been signed. So I didn't have to follow up with the particular LOA. So guys, we're killing it this week. Keep this momentum going. Have a great week.
What is up, you fam? It's Lucas here, branch manager down in Florida. Hope everyone's having a good day. Happy Wednesday. I'm happy to be here. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into today's topic. So today I'm going to be talking about create strong communities, which, as you know, is one of our core values. And so with Create Strong Communities, our goal is for each team member to hit 24 hours of learner hours for the quarter. And so right now we're averaging 4.9 hours per team member. So we're a little bit behind pace, but for us to make up the time, pretty much all we have to do is have everybody hit their 2 hours a week, then a little bit extra, and then we're going to hit our 24 hours per team member average. So we're on our way. We can definitely make it up and keep it up. So the next thing that I want to talk about is something that's really important to me, is having a selfless and no ego approach or attitude towards being part of a team and peer-to-peer sort of things. And, it's something that Anthony talks about a lot, and it's something that I think is really true. At the end of the day, it's about we, and it's about team. And so there's two things that I try to keep in mind, that are a little different wording than that help me out a little bit. First off is that it's not about me, and it's not about you. The second thing is that we're all serving somebody. So here's what I mean by that. So when we're thinking about that sort of thing, if the thing that we're discussing or trying to improve or whatever, if it's a loan process, if it's a communication, if it's a sales tactic or sales script or literally whatever that it is, if it gets us to our end goal of being the best mortgage company in the country, of having the best client experience, having the best service, having, all that, providing the most value to our referral partners, all that stuff, then that is our North Star. That is what we should do. It's not about me, and it's not what Lucas wants. And it's about if this is providing that value, that information, that client experience, and that is what we should focus on. So that's what I mean as far as that. And the second thing is that we're all serving somebody. And what I mean is I'm serving, in my day-to-day, right? Referral partners and borrowers. Loan processors serving underwriter and loan officer. LOA is serving loan officer and processor. Anthony is serving branch managers, loan officers, partners, lender partners, so on and so forth, the leaders of his divisions, all these different things of different departments. So at the end of the day, we're all serving somebody. And as long as we all have that in mind and we all know that, hey, if I'm trying to improve something, it's because I have results that I need to provide, or vice versa. If you're asking me for something because it's going to improve your systems that I might not immediately affect me, immediately, but down the line, we're all part of the same team and it will affect all of us. And so that's pretty much what I mean by that. And I just think it's so important to have that attitude and that approach perpetually, daily in your personal and professional life. Because at the end of the day, like David Higgins said in that training, he said, if it stings, it's probably true when you're talking about giving and receiving feedback. And it's just something to keep in mind. Like, like sometimes, yeah, emotions play into play with things, and ego sometimes comes up and whatever. But if you're aware of it and you can kind of tame that and realize like, hey, maybe I don't like what I'm hearing right now. Maybe my sale was kind of weak, or my sales script could have been better. Whatever it is, I'm talking about stuff that like I would think about. If I improve this, I'll convert at a higher rate. If I, whatever. So those are the kind of thoughts, and so that's what I think on that. Excuse me. The next thing that I want to talk about is using resources and training that we have available here at UMortgage. So it's kind of like if you don't use it, you lose it sort of thing. So one of the big reasons that I came over to UMortgage was the resources I was going to have available to me to be able to focus on the things that I want to focus on. And so in doing that, I've spent time lately meeting with business development, with marketing, like Nicole, Caden, Corey, Jenna. And so I think it's important that we use these resources that we have available, or else we're really not getting the most like juice, out of the squeeze, because it's important that we have these resources available, but if we're not using them, it's as if they're not there. And so what I mean by that is like, we have the social marketing calendar, we can reach out to Nicole. Do we want to improve our Google My Business page? Do we want to optimize our website a little bit more? Do we want to set up meetings and appointments and scout and, prospect the right referral partners or what have you? So this is really important for the loan officers and the branch managers, obviously. But at the end of the day, these are things that are here for us to use. They're not third party. You're not having to pay like a service fee or charge for them, so these are things that we should be using, and there's a lot at our disposal already without you even having to ask. But go ahead and send a message, schedule the meeting. If you want to take your business to the next level, do that. These are things that I've been doing personally. So 2 things that I've done lately, like tactical things in my day-to-day to be able to focus on business development and marketing that I'm going to give you guys. One is that I went back to calling every referral partner on every deal every Friday. So every realtor, not just referral partner, so every realtor like buyers and listing agent, every Friday on every deal is something that I'm doing now. So I call each one and I give them a quick update on what happened that week. And it's a really easy way for me to build value, especially with the listing agent. And I can't tell you how many times I've converted a listing agent to a referral partner, like just off that alone. Besides like the milestone updates and everything that they receive, that weekly call, even if they don't pick up and they're busy and I text them, like they know that I'm on the ball and they know that I'm reaching out and I'm proactive, and that is just already such an easy way to stand out from the competition. And you're already doing the loan, so like you have a reason to be calling them. So anyways, that's one thing. And the second thing is I've become much more purposeful about videos. So I've been shooting a few videos, like every 2 or 3 weeks I'll shoot several videos back to back, like 3 to 4 videos. And then I'll have everything, ready, edited and posted. So I post like one long form video a week. Then I also then have the short video. So I repurpose that long form video into shorter clips for like Reels and TikTok and that sort of thing. So you get a lot of content out of one video that you shot. And so this is something that I'm also, gone over and already kind of setting up a process with Caden and with the team to help me offload some of the editing so I can focus more on producing more content and having conversations with people. So that's some of what I'm doing. Hopefully that helps. And then the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with are some calls to action. So remember to complete your report up by Thursday or, on Thursday, if you haven't, throughout the week. And the second thing is for the 2 hours, the learner hours, to make sure that we're really hitting that. And so tomorrow we actually have 2 really cool trainings. So at 2 p.m. with Isabella, we have the productivity training, which I'm looking forward to that. And at 4:30, we have the affordability training with Sean Hammond. So, go ahead and attend those. I know I'll be excited to be there and to take away from it what I can. And thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Have a great day.
All right. Matt, the mortgage guy out in California. Thanks for having me, guys. I want to talk to you about our goal of getting better every day. And our goal for Q1 of 2022 is a 50% increase in locks quarter over quarter. From a numbers guy, let me tell you what the numbers mean. That means we need to lock 1,110 loans in Q1 of 2022. Where are we at quarter to date? 178 locks so far. So we're a little bit behind pace, to be completely honest. We're 16% of the way to the goal. We need involvement from everybody. Collectively, we need to all get out there. We need to all get more business, all get more locks so we can reach this lofty goal. We don't set small goals. We set big goals. And to reach big goals,
requires a big amount of work, a big amount of effort. So the average that we've identified from now to the end of the quarter to reach this lofty goal is 3 locked loans per loan officer per week, right? And so we're going to check in, we're going to hold you accountable. You're going to receive a weekly accountability email about what your specific, personal goal is, what you did that week. If you didn't meet it, I implore you, you need to jump on these peer-to-peer sessions. We had one Monday at noon Pacific Standard Time. It was great. I shared some things that I'm doing that are working. Corey shared some insight. Brian shared some insight. Everybody, whatever you're doing, share that with the rest of us. I'll share whatever I have out of my playbook on what I'm doing and working, whether it's reaching out to realtors on social media, whether it's adding value in other ways to other partners like financial advisors, CPAs, realtor partners. We are going to need in 2022 to lean into purchase, to do as much as we can with purchase. I don't know if you've seen or heard, but rates are up. Refinance is going to drop by 65 or 70%. That's just the truth. And truth be told, purchase might get a little bit harder too. One, there's going to be more competition because refinance is dried up. Everyone's going after purchase. And two, in markets like mine, where the life cycle of a loan is a little bit longer, a life cycle of a client, pre-approved, submitting offers, not getting accepted. Submitting offers, not. I might work with somebody for 3, 4, 5 months before I get an offer accepted, before I can lock a loan, right? So do I just accept that and do less business? Of course not. If I need to do 6 times the amount of business to do the same amount of production as I did last year, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to 12x what I do so that I can double my production from last year, because that's the goals we set. We set big, lofty goals, 1,110 locks this quarter. Get after it, right? Again, I just want to implore you, the peer-to-peer groups, Mondays at noon. It's not just because we want to, hound on people that have 0 locks, or we want to say, hey, you got to do better. We want to collectively get better every day. The best way to do that is talk amongst ourselves. Hey, what are you doing in Texas that's working? What are you doing out there in Utah that's working? Hey, Matt, how do you get new realtor partners in the fold that are going to send you business in Q1? We'll collectively get better. We'll talk about it, and we'll rise together. 3 loan locks per loan officer per week. I think we can do it. The goal is lofty, but I need you and you and you and you to join me so we can meet this lofty goal, right? Let's get better every day together.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that very much. Great mindset, and you crush it every day with that mindset. Just one quick update on the Get Better Every Day goal. We're actually at 210 locks for the quarter or for month to date. So, still behind, but a little bit higher than we were as of the end of the day yesterday. So this quote here from Phil Jackson, I've used it many times before. You guys have seen it. It's something I think about all the time. It's really the epitome of the Get Better Every Day mindset of you're only a success for the moment you complete a successful act. And what that means is you have to do it again. And a lot of people get caught up in this, hey, I was great in 2021. Great. It's 2022. It's a new game in 2022. It's a completely new game. It's not the refi game anymore. It's a purchase game, smaller market. You got to compete, less reactive, more proactive, all about offense, less about defense. And understanding that is a very difficult thing for a lot of people to wrap their heads around. It's like, I was great on Monday, and here it is on Tuesday, and my performance isn't good enough according to this Get Better Every Day mindset. Yeah, that's right. Like, I'm trying to get better than I was yesterday. And it's an obsessive thing that if you can actually build it into your mindset, and it's not like a negative thing or a stressful thing, it's just part of the way you look at things. How can I be better on this meeting? How can I be better on this presentation? How can I make sure that if I'm in this training, I'm not multitasking. I'm actually getting something out of the training. I'm taking 1 to 2 things away from this hour or this half hour, and I'm implementing them. Like think about Tom Brady. A year ago, everybody was saying, GOAT, he's the best ever, blah, blah, blah. He was celebrating a Super Bowl, right? He's not celebrating right now. He just got knocked out of the playoffs. So he is not sitting there saying, well, I got 7. He's sitting there saying, I wish I would have won on Sunday. So, have that mindset of understanding that no one is entitled to winning. The work today is what's going to lead us to winning in Q2 and Q3 and Q4. You guys saw the post I put this morning about time management as a follow-up to our time management trainings last week. And it's just understanding, you got to plan in order to get the most out of your day. You got to take the time necessary to make adjustments. Hey, I did it this way last week. I didn't get the most out of my schedule. I need a break here so I'm at my maximum performance for that meeting. You got to do what you got to do to win, but you always have to be focused on getting better every day. So, think about this sales meet, but also think about the trainings that are coming up. How can you win? How can you get something from one of these trainings to implement? How can you make sure that if you're spending time talking to, your operations team member and they're giving you feedback of something that we did wrong or we could do better, that we're not just letting it go in one ear and out the other, we're making an adjustment. So next time we get it right. Like, it's an obsessive mindset, but it's about being present. It's about being focused. It's about staying goal focused and driven when it comes to what we do on a daily basis. What we did yesterday was great, but we have to be better today, and that's the mindset. So 2 last action items for you. You heard it from Lucas about report up. This is a big one. We take the report up feedback and we translate it. Now, it doesn't mean every single piece of feedback, it's like, we're going to fix it by next week, or we're going to fix it by the next day. We're going to do our best to fix as many things as possible. But, it's the understanding that we do focus on it. It's primary thing. This week, we took the report up feedback from last week, different team members, different loan officers, and we implemented peer-to-peer trainings this week. Like, that's done. That started this week. High value, best originators in the company, working with all of our team members, all of our loan originators on how they can get better, identify best practices, identify winning strategies. We take it, we fix processes, we improve communication, and it's all about making sure that, like, we can't read anybody's mind. If they tell us we're not great at something, if they tell us we're struggling with the user adoption issue or a presentation issue, like, we're going to take that feedback and we're going to make sure we implement into what we're doing next week. Like, our L&D team, they know if they're doing a training for our loan originators and the loan originators are taking time away from customer acquisition and being in front of the realtors and doing all that stuff, we got to make sure we're delivering the most value. So just as obsessed as you are with getting better and bringing loans in the door, which we appreciate, and that's why we're here for each other, our L&D team, our internal teams are just as obsessed with getting better every day and taking the feedback that we get to make sure we're executing better for you in the future. So last thing, this home affordability training. This is tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. with Sean Hammond. This is bringing the information that we need to speak to our consumers and our real estate agents and any person in our sphere of influence about what's going on in the market. It's all about hey, understand what's the difference between rate and payment. Things have changed here. Just in a matter of 90 days, a $400,000 home would cost a couple $100 more if you bought it now versus if you bought it 90 days ago. So, like, understanding that dynamic, understanding the trends, understanding how we need to be communicating to consumers, taking the mortgage jargon out of it and making sure we're speaking at a consumer level is what we're all about. So it's going to be a great training. It's a half hour long. This will give you the takeaways to be able to educate realtors, educate consumers better. So, we got obviously the rest of the week here to make sure we're doing what we got to do to achieve our goals. Just remember, 12-week year, we're in week 4. We got to get better today. We got to make the most of today, and we got to do everything we can do to go on offense to win in this quarter. So do what you need to do. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing everybody soon.